Hello, everyone. So, today we're going to be doing another impromptu speech. I've given this some thought, and basically, whenever we are giving these speeches after we've generated the topic, it's just staring at a kind of non active screen, right? Nothing's really happening. What I've decided is I'll just put in some other videos while I'm speaking on the topic. So, you don't have to stare at a non happening screen. Anyway, yeah, let's get going with today's impromptu speech. Okay, so the topics we have are naysayers, persuasive speaking, blue, criticism, and perseverance. All right, different topics. Naysayers, I think that could be about, just the general attitude and behavior of people who have a habit of saying no. Persuasive speaking, all right, the qualities you look for in a persuasive speaker, right? Blue, okay, you can take this in plenty of directions because blue is really open to interpretation. Criticism, right? How different people handle criticism, you can talk about that. Perseverance, basically, talk about hard work. So all of these are, I'd say, good topics to speak on. Plenty of things you could talk about. So I'm just gonna see which one I'd like speaking on. Naysayers. Yeah, I think I'd like to speak on naysayers. So I think some of the points that you could come up with are basically naysayers bring with them a sort of negative attitude, right? It just sort of puts off everyone around them. And another point you could say is, a habit of saying no can lead you to having less opportunities and things like that. And yeah, generally, naysayers, right, they have difficulty kind of fitting in because once you've become this sort of person who just says no to everything, has attitude that just, gets in the way of other people, it's just, yeah, difficult. Anyway, yeah, so I think we're going to start with this now. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about naysayers. Now, what exactly is a naysayer? Naysayer is somebody who says no to everything. And whenever someone comes up with an idea or says something, they counter it with their own negative idea, just saying that this is something that can't be done. We can take an example of someone who, take for example an office meeting and you have people discussing different ideas and different things they could do to improve a certain aspect of the office, right? And basically, when someone comes up with an idea, the naysayer will be the first one to shoot it down. So, any sort of idea that might work, might not work, that's a different thing. But any sort of idea that has a chance of working or not, regardless, they're going to just shoot it down. And, I think it's bad because, brings down the morale of everyone involved. Now, there's a difference between saying no and being a naysayer, right? Saying no is that you actually take a look at everything and all the logic involved, and you look at the situation you're in, and then you say, okay, this could work, but this will not work because of this. Right? And for a naysayer, the difference is that they're just going to say no to everything, regardless of how good an idea is or not. They're not going to actually go into it and critique it and dive deep. They're just going to, from the outset, without even listening, without even trying to, sort of interpret, they're just going to say no right at the beginning. And so, as a person, right, when you suggest some sort of idea and you have it shot down immediately, it is disheartening to say the least. And the thing is that you do it once, fine. You do it twice, okay. You keep on doing it, and then people are just not going to be comfortable around you because they know that you're going to shoot down any ideas they may have. And so basically, what you're doing is you're shutting off the doors to creativity. Any ideas that people may have, you're just shutting all doors. And I think one of the things, the characteristics that describes a naysayer is the fact that, they usually don't have any good ideas of their own. So what they do is that they try to hijack good ideas of other people, and that's by saying that okay, this idea won't work right from the outset. So as if you're talking about in office culture, the naysayers really they just bring down team morale to an all-time low. So what should you do if you're in the company of a naysayer? Okay, so once you realize that someone is a naysayer, right, and that they've been shooting down any ideas you may have, one thing you could do is actually try to talk to them about it, right? Try to confront them about it, not publicly, but in a one-on-one conversation of sorts. Now, they may not take this the right way, but it's certainly worth a try to, at least try and have a one-to-one talk about what someone is doing. And so, ideally, if that should work, but of course, if it doesn't, then basically you're gonna have to, just be careful around that person because when you shoot out an idea, right, and someone just rejects it blindly without even giving it any thought, that isn't the right thing to do. But you need to be careful because someone says something like that, it just you know, kind of affects you as well, affects your morale. Anyway, that's the thing to do if you are confronted with naysayer. What if you are a naysayer yourself? Now, as I speak these words, if you kind of think that okay, this applies to me, right, or someone who's a naysayer, right? Anyway, so if you kind of think that okay, this applies to me, I've been doing some of this, the first thing you have to do is realize that it's okay to say no to ideas that people may have. It is. That's after you actually critiqued it. That's after you've actually put thought into it, actually gone over everything, instead of just blurting out right from the outset that it's not going to work. So basically, what you have to do is kind of any any thoughts that you may have that say, okay, I need to shoot this guy down. And basically, it's going to start and end with you because once you have enough confidence in your own abilities, you won't feel the need to shoot down other people's ideas. That sort of confidence and self belief comes from when you put in the hard work towards developing yourself as a person. So basically, the thing I think you can do is that you work on yourself, you work on your personality, you work on the things you know and don't know. You're comfortable with the fact that you know yourself and that you can count on yourself. And so anyway, I think basically the fact is that naysayers just bring down team morale, and it's never fun to be in the company of a naysayer because they're just filled with so much negativity. And whenever you're around people with negativity, it kind of tends to kind of pull you in as well, right? They say that if you stick and hang around with positive people, you'll feel positive about your life as a whole. And if you stick with negative people, you'll feel negative. And that's kind of right because the kind of environment and atmosphere you have around you is responsible for how you're feeling and faring in your life. And so I think the best advice I can give you is that you should try and avoid naysayers as much as you can. Try to keep them to one side, make sure you're not overly involved with them. In case you happen to work with one, try and talk it out with them. And if that doesn't work, just be careful, right, around them. That's all I can say. So anyway, I think in conclusion, I'd like to say that naysayers, they just bring down everybody around them. And this world has enough negativity as it is. So it would be a good idea to, isolate yourself from such people and to make sure that, kind of stay positive yourself and that you don't let the naysayers bring you down. Because if someone shoots down your idea, then you shouldn't let it bring you down because, they haven't really given it any thought themselves. Anyway, yeah, I think in conclusion, I can say that all you can do is that with naysayers, all you can do is be positive around them and just, try and stay positive throughout. Anyway, have a good day. We're finished with the speech, and here are the points suggested for naysayers. An experience with or involving naysayers that changed your life. Basically, drawing experience from everyday life. Emotional analysis, psychological, philosophical, mental, and intellectual analysis or impact naysayers have. I think we covered that. Controversies related to naysayers, an embarrassing experience with or involving naysayers, and analogies related to naysayers. All right. I think we covered most of this in our talk anyway. About persuasive speaking, I think a couple of things you could say. Basically, talking about how you can, be more forceful with your arguments. Anyway, rhetorical questions, controversies, yes, and rewarding encounter involving persuasive speaking. Okay. Blue. Now, this is an abstract topic in the fact that you can go in so many directions. I think you could say, I don't know, blue is your favorite color, or you can analyze things that are blue in nature, like the oceans, or you could just, talk about the feelings associated with colors, drawing in from blue. So different things. Let's see what the points suggested are. Connotations associated with blue, blue overused, right? Metaphorical analysis, right? Yeah, basically, it's a really open ended topic and you could take it in any direction you wish to. Criticism, okay, if I was going to give this talk, then I'd probably be talking about how you're supposed to deal with any criticism you may receive, kind of use it as a stepping stone to greater things instead of, thinking that it's just about, taking it personally or something. And again, talk about any experiences you may have had, personal stories, basically. So, anyway, yeah, if I were to give this talk, I just talk about how affects you in different ways, how you can deal with it. And finally, perseverance. We can talk about how you can work hard and then overcome any difficulties you may have by just continuously, attacking things and, being persistent is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, positive and negative aspects, personal experience, problems and solutions. So that was it for today's speech. If you have any suggestions or any topics you'd like for me to cover, please leave them in the comments below. Anyway, have a good day.